Hello and welcome to Beyond the Rift. I'm your host, DeamonMachine. This is my co-host, RevilZero.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 90.
Yes.
Beyond the River Styx.
Yes. Yes, exactly. This is where we talk about all sorts of interesting things, and mostly about Smite.
Yes, we talk about
Sometimes
Smite.
we talk about sheep.
We talk about esports. We talk about how Restarian has sex with sheep. We talk about Sturmy's yellow hoodie.
You had to throw that in there, didn't you?
Why my hoodie?
God. Start over and just ignore all of what just happened. So, we are joined today by...
I've done my sheep.
I got my sheep.
Well, we just broke up. You brought it up in a public media. You know, you can't just say it on stream. She gets really embarrassed. Now I'm single again. Thanks, Revel.
All right. If you don't know, Sturmies is the left lane support for BLGNA, and then
I have
Supports
a
Unite.
left lane now? Since
oh, you're
when do I
right
go
lane
left
support.
I don't know. I go every lane.
Yeah,
he's
I
like
figured.
everything at once.
He's like every support, and then you of course have Restarian, who is the left lane tank for BLGEU.
Not support.
Nope, he plays tank.
Okay, plays tank.
I played Aphrodite today. That's not tank.
Well, she could be.
Nice,
Depends on
nice.
how you want to play her. But
No,
we will be
he-
discussing, of
he'll
course,
tank
the patch notes, Root's recent breakup. They are apparently having some relationship issues, and they decided that it wasn't working out, and so they decided to go their separate ways. I think that they will not be sharing beds anymore. They will probably even collect their stuff out of their top drawers and take it back to their house.
I don't like the implication of what you're saying right there. I'm just going to
scared.
go ahead and say that now. However, it's hilarious. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
and we met all of the Root guys at PAX
Yep.
a few weeks ago, and they
They're a
were
lot of
really
fun.
great. So it's sad to see them break up and
Yeah.
go their separate ways. But
Their
Root will
dating is
continue
now
on
their
because
dating is now over.
we'll go into this more in a little bit while. But they have two
Yep.
alternates, so
Yep.
they're still good.
And of course, BLG is having its own roster issues. Yes, the Wig has decided that he is kind of tired of Smite, and possibly just not going to play it anymore. So we'll be seeing how that happens. Andestor still seems to be holding strong, but we of course have Scythe, who is going to be getting a new computer soon. So we will be having our mid laner back shortly. Dun, dun, dun.
Our epic mid laner.
And
So
so,
good.
Sturmies, what does the roster look like at the moment without Scythe playing mid at this very second?
Right now it is Kret, me, who is Sturmies. If you don't know,
So we have
I'm
Kret
being
and Sturmies.
attacked.
Narian's playing mid.
You, Narian, and Andy, and you forgot to mention that Andy has actually had a tryout for Root.
Yes. No, I know that. But he's currently playing with Root. They're feeling him out. So and he's probably feeling them out too. So all the feels are going on there. Everybody loves the feels.
Loving the feels, baby.
Do you love the feels, Sturmies?
I don't like the feels.
You don't like the
Okay,
feels?
when I watch the Feelsy anime, my feels, they get all feelsy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I feel you.
Okay.
I feel it. I feel
feel
it.
there's a very lack of vocabulary there, but you know.
So I want to start off
Well
the discussion like we started off the discussion with the Deicide episode, where we talked all about the server.
Let's talk about the server.
The servers.
Oh,
The
no.
servers. Restarian's famous post. Sum up your famous post in 2 lines.
In 10 seconds or 30. Go.
Servers suck.
All right, success. He did it in
Yeah.
1 line.
I like it.
Servers suck. It caused me to lose.
Suck.
So basically, Restarian has been very vocal in his what's the term?
Displeasure.
Displeasure with
Dissatisfaction.
dissatisfaction. Yes, with how the servers are chosen for the particular games. And we were discussing it heavily yesterday on Deicide, which is our esports exclusive
Show.
web show.
Yes.
And
Esports
we were
exclusive.
discussing it with Bart and Zapman and stuff like that. And so we're trying to figure out how best to deal with this lovely problem. So I want to open up the phones to all the people that want to call in and give us their ideas as to what we should do about said problems. We do request that you call us up and give us your input. So Other than Risterian being a big crybaby about it.
No. He was perfectly within his right to make long
I'll admit,
posts.
I may have said some harsh words.
He was
I could have been less inflammatory, but the point got across and it got talked about.
Yep.
Like regardless of the fact that I must have offended about 700 people, I think I get that impression I offended 700 people. It got talked about, and in a way, mission success. It's been, you know,
people are talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I'm not too fussed whether or not I boycott the curse now. I'm just not. Essentially, my team's not going into it less because of how disgruntled and annoyed we are. It's more, we could use that time to prep ourselves for the monthly. So, I don't really care what goes on now. Like, I did what I had to, and it worked.
Pretty much.
I mean, it was a valid concern. I will say that. It's not like you were complaining just to get attention or just to, you know, get your name out there, or just to complain, as some people do that we know. And so, it being addressed is really important because hi-rez doesn't have European servers.
Yeah, they do.
Well, they do. They just
yeah, we're talking about the server when you play in a tournament.
Yeah, I mean they don't have that link in between like server to servers to get epic awesome pings. They're not the like New York Stock Exchange.
That's true. They are not the New York Stock Exchange.
Fiber from London to New York so they can get like a 2 millisecond ping. So
can we use that? Like just run in there and tap into it?
No. Only if we go underground.
Damn.
And underwater.
Yeah.
No. But I'm glad that people are starting, like, there's talk of EU tournaments and things, and I was like, yay. Like,
so
someone's started one up on Reddit, like, I approve.
Yeah, of course we approve. The biggest problem is the fact that the EU guys are a little upset because they can never... It seems as though you guys can't get a good seeding because you can never place well. Is that seemingly the most... That's the biggest issue. It's like to get the server advantage, you have to play well, but you can't play well because you can never get the server advantage. Does that seem to be the catch-22?
It's like, yeah, the sort of chicken egg thing. Like, it's more. The frustration is that you can play a really good game, but if your skill shot fires off like 0.2 of a second too late and you miss because of that, and then you die, it's kind of just a case of, well, shit.
Yeah, frustrating.
I think the first time I ever got like properly frustrated was in the first ever game we played against Root, and I was playing Guan, and Lacease, credit to him, got a really good Ra snipe off, but I took the damage. About 2 seconds later, the laser actually hit me, but that time I was already dead. So it's kind of like, I'm not sure how time works. I think I was meant to get hit before the damage deals, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you get hit, and you get hit, and then the damage happens.
Oh,
like that. You hit, then damage.
Right.
You don't get damage.
Not the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not how it goes.
If you can't see something that's happening, it's kind of like, how am I supposed to react to it?
Yeah. So the animation fired off after you already took the damage?
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That kind of thing gets...
Not like you could react to a Ra ult, but assuming it wasn't a Ra ult, like, say, an Al Kwong ult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see it, suddenly you already took the damage, but it's still going over his head.
Yeah.
In your perspective.
Yeah, you take damage, and then you see him do the animation, you're like...
There was someone like, when Vass was doing a Thor ulti, I was like, he's up in the air. No, he's not. He just suddenly dropped. Not much you can do about that.
So, my suggestion for this whole scenario was to, before we even discussed about doing EU-specific and NA-specific tournaments, was to do EU week, NA week, where it's EU week, it's any matchup that is between EU and NA, it's played on an EU server. And then the next week you do it the opposite. So every match is basically on an NA server unless it's EU versus EU. And, I mean, for the EU guys, I would even suggest just play on NA servers anyway, just so you don't have to flip-flop with that ping problem.
Yeah. I mean, I liked your idea, Demon. It's one that I couldn't come up with myself.
Thank you. I think that was probably the biggest problem with what people were complaining about your post, was the fact that you were complaining but didn't have any good solutions in it.
It's because all kind of like semi-solutions I came up with, like, well, actually, that's kind of biased. It's like that doesn't solve the problem. It just turns the table. It's like that's not really fair. And then, you know, like I didn't have the solutions, and people expected me to, and it's kind of like it took away the impact of my argument a bit. It was kind of like, oh, it's just complaining about nothing. Here's no solution, but that's not strictly true. My argument was valid. It just kind of like I didn't know the solution. I'll freely admit I wasn't sure about it. I was still thinking about that, but I wanted to voice my concerns about the issue itself. Some people might have took it the wrong way, and because of my previous conduct, making me out to be a really horrible person, that didn't help.
Only a moderately horrible person.
Yeah, you're just a baby
really
killer versus a baby eater.
Yeah.
So
there's a distinct difference.
Yeah. It's just that I've learned that annoying a certain section of people probably isn't the best way to go about things. Particularly now when they're getting comments like, "I like the EU scene until Rusty, but Rusty makes me hate them." It's like, ow.
Killer of the EU
I
scene.
speak for all of Europe. We complain.
It's okay. I saw Spray doing some stuff the other day that all the EU people were hating on.
Literally,
I was kind of like, I was actually fairly popular before all this happened, but you know,
You'll still be popular.
I was quite well liked.
Dude,
I
you
tried
just
to
gotta
be
work
nice.
through it.
You just got to work through it. It's one of those things that, I mean, you've been putting up with it for a long time, and you'd been just, not even really complaining about it, and it just finally boiled over to the point. It's just like, I can't take it anymore!
Yeah.
And you're just like
I'm usually fairly kind of quiet and relaxed about things, and it's like, okay, this is going for like months now. Can we? Is anyone else concerned? Like, this is getting ridiculous.
yeah, I mean, maybe that's what you should have posted instead.
Yeah.
So, there's always better ways to do things. Unfortunately, sometimes they don't always happen as we foresee them to happen.
Yes.
So, oh well. Good thing you're still Scytheman's #1, Resty.
Yay.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yes, it is all the things.
Voidness, consult Kret on summoning more people. Kret knows the key to making more EU teams. It involves strange sigils and braziers.
I don't want to know about that.
I wonder how many of our audience knows what a brazier is. A brazier is. What are you doing? What about them? They're up at the top right. Second thing down. Right there. Jeez. The man doesn't... Yes.
I don't read.
Not braziers.
Braziers.
A staff obviously used for magic. That's exactly what it is.
I mean, look at the man. Look at the man.
Yes, he is obviously a mage level nerd.
Level nerd.
Level nerd.
So do you want to hop right into the Aram patch? Do we want to talk about how Restarian was yelling at people, or what?
Well, I think we were already talking about solutions for the server issues. I mean, I think the best solution at the moment either is to do the NA-EU week or split the scenes and do EU and then NA. I firmly believe that if we do an EU-NA, more teams will come out of the woodwork to fill the gaps.
I'm fine with trying to split the scene. I'm just concerned there's not enough teams.
I think they'll pop up.
There's teams.
People are jumping to conclusions that I didn't like EU tournaments, and that I was just complaining, and I wasn't offering taking that solution as viable because of not having enough teams. That's not it at all. I am fine with EU
only.
I prefer that. If in all honesty, I would prefer it. I'm just concerned that they'll run at all.
Well, as we were talking with Bart, the EU scene actually has more people playing. EU has more players in Smite than the NA side does. And statistically speaking, in the other MOBAs, the EU scene is more predominant. And this is actually the only MOBA in existence where the NA side is the dominant side in terms of the pro players. Who has the highest level team, so to speak, who has won the most. And so there's actually more people in the EU server region, so to speak. And so if you made a specifically EU tournament, I wouldn't doubt that teams would just start popping up left and right.
Just like when we made our casually competitive tournament.
Yeah.
Teams just literally started popping up left and right, and some of them were really good.
Yeah, and several of them have moved on to the more pro scene tournaments versus the casual tournaments. A lot of them, they saw that as their shot to be like, hey, let's give this a shot. We'll see how well we can do in this casual tournament, and if we do decently, then let's move on up.
And hey,
it's
if
like
we were
good
to
judge of character.
Give an actual prize for the EU tournament. Then I'm sure people would make teams.
Yeah.
I mean, there's at least 5 or 6 that I can think of right now. Just teams. So we don't need very many more.
I know of at least, I can't think of their names off the top of my head, but I know we've had at least 5 or 6 in the casual competitive tournament that would be happy to step up because they are really good.
Mm-hmm.
They just, they fight it out amongst each other. In the casual tournament. Yay! Yay.
Yes. Which is held on Sunday mornings. Eastern time. What's where we
11. And then we have the Joust tournament. 11. We have the Joust tournament, too.
So we have a tournament and a tournament, and we run them both really well at the same time.
Yes.
I love the Joust tournaments.
Yes, the Joust tournament's great.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
It really is. There's some really good people in there that get trounced by other people who no one has ever heard of.
Yes, Dermies. What about that trouncing?
Yeah.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore. I was not paying attention.
Something about a Joust tournament maybe last week, not this previous week, but 2 weeks ago, where Sturmies got trounced by a Bakasura.
Hey, hold on. I was playing Ares, okay, and I was winning almost.
Here, move your mic down towards your mouth a little. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in a game right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was playing Ares, okay, so I don't want to hear it.
Hey, you were up 13-2.
Yeah, but he killed me once, and then he just took it.
And then he killed your Minotaur with you still alive. You had gone out to push the lane, and he came in from behind and was just like, goodbye, Minotaur! And then killed it.
I'm sorry, there should be a rule against backdooring, and oh my god, my music just came on, and now it's really loud.
That'll teach you. That will teach you.
Yeah, people are playing Aram, people are doing this, Restarian, Sturmies, they are rocking it. Because we're doing a show, we can't play Aram.
Oh, exactly.
I can play Aram.
Well, I'm playing Aram. I'm keeping right now.
So, I want somebody to call up and tell us about what they think for the server thing. Do it now.
Yeah. If any of you guys
if you just want to yell at me, okay.
If you want to yell at Restarian, that is a viable alternative.
Yeah,
but,
I'm good with that.
before all you people jump down Restarian's throat, I want you to offer a solution. So, at the moment, thus far, none of you guys are any better than Restarian because you have not offered a better solution. So yelling at him is pointless.
No, fun.
Yeah. There was one guy. I'm not gonna call him out, but there was one guy who actually really did go for a personal attack. It's kind of like, well done. You've done nothing more than kind of hurt my feelings a bit. Congrats. I was a bit.
Why were you hurting people's feelings? What did you do? Pointing out that this server information that hurt people's feelings.
I mentioned a certain player's name. My argument started off well, and then it died.
Yeah. Tap.
What are we talking about now?
Yep.
Tap.
I'm lost.
Tap.
Oh, yeah, I realized I got the stream up.
Yeah.
That's why.
We have a question. Oh, call. Oh my god.
What? Oh. It's key.
Call up. Want to yell at me?
Yahtzee!
It's not actually Yahtzee. Just
hey,
so
Key.
you know.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
not a whole lot. How are you doing?
Is that a Drybear?
Not too shabby.
No, that's definitely not a Drybear.
No, that's definitely not a
I'm not
Drybear.
paying attention.
No, I can pretend to be Drybear.
Oh, that's
I
a
can just
key.
name skill names.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
I just wanted to comment about the whole EU Resty complaining about everything. Love you, Resty. But yeah, I feel like
I was worried.
no, Resty's cool.
Right here.
But I just feel like that breaking off into the EU and NA teams could actually be useful, mostly because what Dean was saying, that teams kind of pop up out of nowhere. And it's just awesomeness. We saw it with the casually competitive. And one thing that
my opinion's kind of been swayed because I'm looking at sometimes just check out the looking for group forum, and there are a lot of different threads going on. Or maybe, just maybe, a team will just kind of pop up.
And then the one thing that has to happen after that all happens, where we have these random teams pop up, is having the good EU teams or the good NA teams actually just mentoring the not so good teams, so they actually give themselves competition.
Yeah. And by mentoring, you mean beating them into the ground in tournaments.
And then telling them what they did wrong.
Right.
That helps.
Scrimming and helping out and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, that's something that we could definitely...
We always do that.
I'm sure that that's something that they should do by far, but...
yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with like helping other people. Honestly, I'm not. There's a contrary to what I said, and I've read about not wanting to engage with people. I was just kind of a bit pissed off. I'm actually fairly happy to help anyone out. I don't charge. Like these are not costly lessons. I'll just like help.
So
Rusty isn't scumbag. What?
So basically what we'll say is, for all EU teams, if you want to play on a team, then what you should do is you should join the Borderland Gaming Mumble server. It's mumble.blgaming.com. And go in there and go into looking for group. We'll make a special room, EU looking for team or NA looking for team. And
Thank you, Key.
Rysterian hangs out there a lot. A lot of the EU guys will start hanging out there, right, Rysterian?
Yes.
And so, you can get in contact with them and discuss about how to, practice, find more people, et cetera, et cetera. And, if you can get one central location to find people, then people will come. If you build it, they will come.
Indeed.
Indeed.
And once we have a tournament
for
the EU scene, then
if you build it, they will come.
We will have a scene. Or something.
Hopefully.
So.
Yeah, I don't doubt we will. I think it'll happen.
I think we're good with that topic. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh yeah, one more quick thing.
Oh, go
before I bail on you guys.
Yeah, do it.
Stermies, you still owe me mentoring.
No.
Ooh.
Well, man, you gotta teach me how to do those Ares chains.
Yeah.
They're so legit.
Okay, first you hit them.
Oh,
And then
well,
you wait.
damn.
And then you wait.
I can't land heart bombs.
Yeah. See, you didn't catch the second part. First you hit them, and then you
hit them
wait.
again.
And then you hit them again.
Oh.
Then you hit them again. That's true.
That advice too strong.
Yeah.
You don't want to wait too long.
If you're my Guan, it's always gets away with 10 HP.
Hashtag calculated.
That's very...
Those are my Guan tips. Always get away with 10 HP.
Did you like shake hands with Pon or something like that? You've got the Pon luck?
No, I wasn't on PAX. No, I was like 5-man queue with some friends, and it's fairly easy when your friends are good.
Yeah.
And basically, I think the enemy team's goal was to at least kill one of us, and they chose me. I was playing Guan. It was like Arachne gank, Agni gank every like couple of minutes, and I got away every time. I was kind of laughing.
Oh, Resty, you so cool.
Oh,
yeah.
baby.
All right, well,
fun.
thank you very much, Inuki. Or not Inuki. Keymaker. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey.
Have a good one, man.
All right,
Later, man.
thanks. Have a good one, guys.
See ya.
So we want to talk about these patch notes that were released the other day.
I want to start with that spinning thing in the corner.
Yes, that is the new skin.
I do like it.
The new Thor skin is awesome. Thor has great skins.
He has a great skin. He's got the heavy metal skin, of course.
I have that.
And then
I like heavy metal skin. I do like Blood Eagle though. And Blood Eagle's cheaper.
Yeah.
Blood Eagle.
Yeah, so you can if you want the Blood Eagle skin, it's what, 300 gems?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you can pay $20.
If you already have the Tribes Game of the Year edition, then you'll just get it.
This is not the Tribes VIP for purchasing stuff. So whatever. I don't know. But Tribes is fun, so if you want to pay for the free game, then by all means.
Yes. So the new game mode, of course, is Assault.
New game mode, Assault, and conveniently,
AKA Aram.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Aram. It's Aram on a custom map. It really is.
It is
You
Aram.
can't go back.
It's a pretty map.
You can't go back. The only way to buy stuff is to die, as far as I know, right?
Yep. You cannot even jump back into the pool, because I tried that. We were testing it out when I was playing it with the Chixie and them on stream. That was a lot of fun. I did a lot of yelling and self-commentary, and
yeah, it was
I also did
really
a commentary, and that was quite entertaining as well.
Yeah.
So, what can you complain about there?
I can
Who
complain
knows?
about a lot.
You can complain about everything, because that's you.
I just love
Whoa.
I will mute that. Continue. Do continue.
So, yeah, tell us a little bit about it, since you guys are probably playing it right now instead of, talking.
Yeah, I might be doing that.
So, tell us about
it. Stop grabbing me. I like it. I mean, I've always liked Aram. I played it a lot in League, so, like, if I ever go on League, is you just play Aram and have a bit of fun.
With it being...
It's a pretty map. I'm not gonna lie.
It is.
It's a pretty map. I mean, I'm losing right now because I can't play Cupid for anything.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that it actually is all random. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
It's random. Do you know if you can get gods that you don't own?
I don't know because I own all the gods and always will.
Yeah. Interesting question. I do believe so, because it would seem kind of silly to limit it to the maybe 5 gods you own.
Yeah. That would kind of make it unfair, because we're just like, oh, I'm going to have a Monkey Cali or...
Make a new account where you purchase...
Most of those gods are good.
Yeah, purchase all the gods that you're good with, and then, that's it.
I don't know. I don't think the game has any really terrible gods in it right now.
Yeah.
It has some subpar, but I wouldn't go so far as to say terrible.
Vamana.
Yeah.
I'd still say subpar. He can still be pretty effective. Especially when you're talking...
I've yet. Every time I play Vamana, it all goes wrong.
Let's put it
every time.
Ooh. Look at that.
But yeah, the little trees
really
there...
Vamana
like
as a character, but it just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work.
No.
Let that play right there.
Yeah.
It just doesn't... Like, I could play any other tank thing.
There's Drybear.
There's Drybear.
Drybear.
Let's get him on here.
So dry.
That's so true.
And
yes, his icon is actually a bear.
Is he a bear? A bear?
It looks like a koala.
Or a little bear?
Oh, it's a dry bear.
A koala bear?
It's not a wet bear.
I'm getting
or
owned.
a damp bear.
He'll join up when he is ready. From whence he came.
From whence he come.
Oh, wrong one.
Hello?
Hello.
I live.
You live.
That traffic.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yay, Drybear time.
There we go.
Let me redo the screen region so it's better.
I have learned today that I can't Cupid.
We gotta squeeze.
Look at him. Look at him.
There it is.
He's eating something.
He's eating. That's fine.
You can eat on stream.
Yeah.
It's just casual.
Yep. We are all okay with that because we know
Except
that
for me, I hate it. But
there's a dog in the background, so therefore.
Oh,
good.
you killed them all.
Yeah, I know, because I'm redoing it to make it more proper. What just fell over there?
What is this? I wanted to see my beautiful face.
There it is. How are you doing, Drybear? How was traffic?
It was pretty bad. Just the bus system was all messed up, and then there was just like an accident on the freeway. So.
Ooh.
Freeway.
It's
terrible. Yep.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I'm here. What did I miss?
Yes.
Let's
talked.
see. Would you like we pretty much talked about the first couple things in the patch, and we discussed the server thing that Restarian had brought up. Do you have any opinion on that? Because you weren't here to discuss that with the EU server, NA server favoritism. Is there favoritism? Is it a big problem?
Did you say all my giggles?
Oh my giggles. I think the seating situation is really the heart of the focus there, and there's definitely something that can be reworked. And obviously, the separation is an issue. It's something that it has been like kind of timeless. I think we can't really expect too much this early in the beta. It's something that we're just gonna have to suffer through until a little bit later. But I think everyone's dealing with a lot of ping issues all over the place. Pretty much, unless you're like in the heart of Euro and you're on a Euro server, or you're on the East Coast and you're on an NA server. If you're anywhere else, it's not really the greatest place to be for ping. And I know Australia is like they play the game in slideshow version and just skate around, and they have like 300 to 500 ping. And I think they complain a lot less than they're entitled to. So it's just one of those things where we're in the beta. We don't really have as many servers, and hi-rez being as small of a company as they are, they don't really have the money to throw into data centers as much as they would like to. So they're kind of limited in that aspect. It's just something that's going to come in time, and obviously there's more functionality issues they have to look at before release, and
functionality should always be paramount. But I mean, we'll just have to wait to see what they do about it, and as we get more servers, it'll get better. But as far as like get away from the ping issue, because I don't think there's really much to talk about there, like objectively or realistically.
I agree.
But as far as like the separation of the regions, I think once we have enough, I think it's a good idea. I mean, it really does make a better situation for a lot of people. I mean, when it comes to big events, that's something that's tricky, and I don't really know a whole lot about tournament officiating enough to speak on that behalf. But I think a separation as far as like like obviously like 100K, we're not going to have like 200Ks type thing.
That'd be great.
But I think as far as like non-tournaments, it's a good idea.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I done forgot.
I think
now.
that one thing I am guilty of forgetting is a hi-rez is small. I'm thinking it's a great game, and you think great game, big company, and then you realize actually hi-rez is quite small, but the game is awesome.
I will say, when I was in Atlanta a few weeks ago, or last week, my ping was awesome. I'd log on, I'd have like 12 ping. It was great. It was so good.
I don't know. I used to complain a lot about West Coast because like my lowest is gonna be like my best ping situation is 110. Like 110 to 150 is like if I'm on an East Coast.
Yeah, that's about my average.
And then like EU is like 220 to 250. And I was like, oh my god, this sucks. You know, I'm facing against Zapman who has like 40 to 60 ping. It's not fair. East Coasters. And then like I realized that Pon's in Arizona and he's like top 5. And he's just really, really good. I'm like, well, I can't complain anymore.
Nope.
It can be done.
It can be done.
She can be taught.
It can be done.
One thing that I'm actually looking very forward to, it was something that Crep brought up yesterday, was when we split the scenes, you're going to get a meta disparity where the EU guys might decide that they want to play more passive, generally speaking, and the NA guys will...
or more aggressive.
Yeah, or more aggressive. The initial comment in the chat was, great, EU's going to have 45-minute games, NA will have 20-minute games. That'll be the meta. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to let them kind of play in their own parks and then put them together in every once in a while international, competition and see how it works out. So,
well, it happened in a lot of major games, and we saw in Dota 2 where it was in early beta stages before the first international, and there was kind of like a set meta that didn't change much. And then all of a sudden, like towards the beginning of the first international, we saw a lot of Chinese influx, a lot of Chinese teams coming in, and they had wildly different strategies. They put, characters in lanes that they would never be placed in. They sent like Wisp mid type things, or just like if anyone's a fan of Dota and that reference makes sense to you. But it's just like when you see those different ranges come in, it always changes everything. We saw in Heroes North Korean teams been doing like crazy stuff, and even like StarCraft. I mean, it's just it seems that the mindset and the strategies change, and since it's a 5v5 type game, there's so much room for that. It just I'm excited.
There really is.
Yeah. Basically, I can't wait for them to split the regions and then put us together every once in a while. That'll be great. So, all right. So, other than that, let's get back to the patch notes. Did you get to play the...
yeah, have you gotten to play Aram
the new
yet?
Aram yet, Drybear?
I played it twice.
I haven't even slept, so I literally just got home. I haven't even patched yet, so...
yeah.
So you have not gotten a chance to play it.
Yeah, it's really neat.
It's interesting.
They redid the map.
Oh, yeah. And as I noted in my casting of the game, that you will take your knife and or sword and or shiny spell and make a tree burn down. So by me stabbing that tree, it will burn.
Really?
Yes, it will burn down. Because that's what happens.
Awesome.
It is amazing. All things equal flame. And then what they should do is when Agni destroys it, it like waters or melts away or something.
It cannot be flame.
Yeah.
It should just like remain as a burning tree the entire game.
That's terrible for people that have ADD. Just be off in the corner burning something while team fights are happening.
On fire. Fire. But yeah, it's really neat because you cannot get back into the pool once you have left it. There's a little step that you get off of when you leave the pool. So that was a very interesting solution for that problem. And you cannot even jump back into it. So you cannot play shore.
Like Thor Hammer
I don't think so. I haven't tried it with a Thor. I never got a Thor, so I don't know if he can ult into it. But teleporting might be the only one because I mean you can put your I could put my
portal.
No, my ooh, I didn't try a portal.
Portals are the other way, by the way.
Oh yeah, you go
portals
out.
in it?
That's right. You can't go back into the portal. Derp. I tried. I was Bacchus, and I tried to jump back into it, and I could put my targeting reticle where under the floor of it, and it just wouldn't let me fire it. Or it wouldn't let me actually jump. It would just be like nope. And so I tried to do it close to it while it's still being like half in, half out, and I just hit the wall. I hit an invisible wall, and was unable to cross over.
Are there any item restrictions?
No.
I don't think so. I didn't run into any.
It's straight game. You start at level 5 with shitload of
No,
gold.
you start at level 1.
Oh, you start at level 1?
Yeah, when I was casting that first game, I thought you started at level 5, but that was because I jumped in after they had hit level 5. You do start off with 3,000 gold, I believe.
Wow.
Starmies, Restarian.
I started off at level 5.
You started off at level 5?
Yes.
Yeah,
I just
start at level
started
5
this
with
game at
3,000
level
gold.
I started off at level 1 when I played it.
5. And you're slacking.
Maybe they just changed it lately. Because I was playing it I played the second one that they did today with Chixie and them on stream.
Yeah,
so
level 5 seems
they might have changed a couple things between
kind of
now
harsh
and then.
to start out at, because then you don't have any early game stuff. It's everybody has ults.
Well, Demon's too good. They had to handicap him.
It's true.
Obviously.
Yes. Yeah, him and everyone else.
Oh, Brooky's got it. You played a custom game, so you must have been set to level 1, 1500
Yeah.
by default.
They must have done that.
Brooky's clever.
Yeah. So, that was pretty fun. It seems like it'll be a good waste of time. I don't know if there'll be many tournaments built into it yet, but we are getting some arena tournaments popping up in the Joust tournaments, so do not count it out.
An assault tournament seems heavily flawed in that luck.
Yeah, you got that luck factor with the,
Oh yeah.
you got the Ares and the Zeus.
Way you're gonna be able to do a tournament like this, like a real tournament, because it's random. It's just not gonna work. So we should talk about the other cool stuff on the patch notes, because we have a shitload of stuff to
What do you guys think about the UI overhaul? The UI.
it.
I hate the new in-game purchasing system.
Why have you not tried it?
Yes, I have.
Shop is,
Once?
I did not like it. I liked it the way they
hate
had it.
It's bugged anyway.
I don't like it
I can't
because they
swap.
changed something. That's all.
I like my wards on Z and my pots on C, and because of this new shop, I can't swap them. It just doesn't work.
Really? I hadn't run into
I
that.
can't swap anything.
Uh-oh. That's not
Haven't
cool.
tried.
So I'll be in lane, I just need to drop a ward in lane. It's well, thanks. 75 gold down the drain.
Good call. Good call. So, on the hotfix list, the swap ability definitely needs to be fixed, because I hadn't run into that. I didn't even buy pots when I played on the Aram. Shows you how awesome I am at that game.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Yeah, it's the League of Legends style now. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, I think pretty much that.
Yeah. And so I am less than thrilled with it. Check the calls. But it could just be it's the change. There's supposed to be
The Friends Online thing works.
Yes, it does.
Oh God, it's more than I thought.
You can change it. You can change it.
You can change it to only do it in lobby.
Oh God, that is way more than I thought it was gonna be.
Did it just go do 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 do?
No, it's 678 friends are online right now.
Wow.
Good for you. I have 16.
Someone's
Forever online.
popular.
Yes, he is very popular.
That's like having 2,000 friends on Facebook that
Yeah.
you don't really have.
I finally made it in
I
this
have 2
world.
friends on Facebook.
Well, if someone knocks on your door, Drybear, and you don't know who it is, you'll know why. You'll know probably better if you're tied up somewhere random. Just you're all the lasting memories that you open the door to someone, then you wake up and you're in an abandoned warehouse tied up.
Oh God.
I don't know why. Too many Smite friends.
I don't want to know about what you do.
Too many
Okay?
Smite friends.
I don't know how to get into that.
It's the same password that we use for. Never mind.
Don't
I'm
even-
not even gonna pretend, and you're just gonna be like, it's this.
Stop. Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
I shouldn't even bring this up with you
I don't know why you're trying to mess with that right now.
because
Who set
come
up the
on.
Nightbot in our chat anyway?
I don't know. I can't.
They need to be
imagine.
shot.
I agree.
Anyway,
I want to fight Nightbot.
I know. I'm gonna joust Nightbot.
Joust me, bro.
He's annoying.
Oh, so it is the new LOL UI.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah. It'll be interesting. It's completely different.
it is.
I It takes a little getting used to. I have to say about
I
that.
like it. It feels clean. all I
Yeah,
have to
it
say.
does feel a bit better. I feel like once I know where things are, I'm going to be able to get there faster.
Possibly.
So it's still
Or-
not the size of the buttons. They're so small.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a little tweaking that has to be done, but it's going to be easy to be like, I want an item with this and this.
I would like them to be able to scale the buy menu, maybe, to where if you were running it in a giant resolution, it's not like. Yee.
Well,
The swap is working for consumables and actives.
Oh my god.
They're just rusty.
Guess what I just got in my Aram game?
Boy.
Lassie?
No. I mean, just guess my god.
Oh, your god.
Oh, Vamana.
Yes.
Anubis.
You know what's worse? I'm against Jake Kyo. Press X to not die and realize that this is over.
Nah.
Hey, I'm playing both.
Way to have the defeatist attitude there,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah. You can do it. So,
why
Drybear, how have you been doing?
Say what?
How have you been doing, Drybear?
Dandy. How about you?
Dandy. I've been
Dandy.
doing really great. The weather here is nice. Almost like
Fantastic.
there.
That's
It's-
good.
Only more pollen.
Yeah. You guys have the pollen problem we have here?
No.
Are your cars yellow?
Oh God, no. No, it's clear skies. Best place on earth.
Good.
Yeah.
When the wind blows through our trees, it is followed shortly thereafter by a cloud of pollen.
Oh my God.
And all the people who, like me, have sinuses, they just cry and run inside and stare out. It's worse than, like, snow or anything else down in the south. It's pollen season. Yes.
Oh God, I found the place to turn off the notifications.
You can see your screen again.
Oh, it never went away. Like it was just there the whole time, just popping up over and over and over.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true.
Pollen season, worst season.
Oh, one thing I did notice is that there does not seem to be fire minions. At least we did not experience them in our particular match. And the
There
one
are
I
fire
casted.
minions.
Once you took down the Phoenix, it was just normal minions kept walking out.
No, I'm getting fire minions.
You are? So, okay. I must have been in, like, they must have hotfixed or something, or changed some settings. But, I mean, I even mentioned it in my bloody cast. I was like, look, the Phoenix is down, and it's normal minions coming out. Yay!
I wasn't paying attention, so I can't tell you.
Well, clearly fire minions just weren't, you know, they were still getting their flames ready. So they just you know,
Yes, they were busy stroking their stones.
Whoa.
they
I
were
wanna know
like,
what this-
you know, Agni wasn't there, so what
Yes,
can you do?
Agni was not in the game.
So,
So,
Kali.
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 Yes.
Uh,
A red, white, and blue Kali.
I like
I
the
suppose
change.
I suppose a good buff, like not ridiculous, like it's not that noticeable, in a way.
Mhm.
Just, you know, just a bit extra. You know?
I don't
Oh,
know. Her
that-
ult does a lot of damage now,
Yes, it does.
which is
I got a
nice.
kill.
She got quite a buff.
Yeah.
What did you think, Storms? Did you think she had quite a buff that's going to make her
She's
on
not
the overpower side, or just
no.
I
just
think
up
she's
to
more
par?
on the balance side now. I mean,
Hey, I just realised something.
what?
You can now use stuff in Vana's ulti.
what?
Well, it used to be that you couldn't cast abilities or anything while in Vamana's ulti,
Right.
and now you can.
Really?
Abilities?
Yeah, I Aegis during my ulti.
Oh, actives. Okay.
Yeah,
Used to
actives
be
and
able to Aegis
parts.
during
I used
ult.
a. Yeah, I Aegis. I can use beads. I can use a pot. I'm gonna just drop a ward in lane because I buy wards in ARAM. That's how often I buy wards. It's just a habit. Anyone who's buying wars in ARAM, as much as it's stupid, it also means it's a good sign that you buy wars a lot.
Yes.
I know
That is
that
good.
feeling.
That feels. Anyway, so you think this brings her up to a more competitive level? You think we'll see her in more tournaments this weekend?
No.
Maybe. I think you're more likely to see Arachne, but let's go on to that later.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
Go ahead,
within
Skirmish.
maybe next week, maybe not this
Yeah.
weekend, because a lot of people won't have time to like, try her out with stuff.
Yeah.
But maybe next weekend we'll see people. Maybe a couple teams have her for like a last pick or something. Because she's definitely a little bit more balanced. I think a little bit more viable for the play too.
yeah. She.
Yeah.
The only downside is she doesn't have any real engage or escape beyond speed.
Well, that is her engage and escape.
I mean, yeah, like she doesn't have a teleport, she doesn't have
No.
a jump, she doesn't have a stun, she doesn't have all these other things that a lot of other
Gods have, yes.
gods have. So
But she does some crazy damage.
I agree with Sturmy. She might be a last pick, like assassin.
Yeah. Do you think that they would now go with Arachne over Kali if they had to? Why do you think that they would be playing Arachne more, Restarian?
Cripple.
The cripple?
Yeah, cripple and her web.
Yep.
Her web now cripples, and it comes out a lot faster, so there's not this weird like...
And her eggs. That egg buff was actually pretty...
Yeah, if the eggs are broken by damage, one spiderling is spawned instead of 2. So you can't just kill it and ignore it. It will spawn one spiderling, and they will target you for killing it.
Yeah.
They are pissed because their home was disturbed.
Those eggs are me.
They're very mad about the server discrepancies, and they just want to eat the people who complain.
Those angry spiderling eggs.
We must play on EU servers. Exactly. It's exactly what that means.
The spiders on their own server.
The spiders are on their own server. Yes, they're on the Arachne server.
Yeah.
Yes. So the web now cripples enemies that are within this radius, preventing movement-based abilities from being used. The lifetime of the web has been changed from 7 seconds in all ranks to 3, 3.5, 4, and 4.5 and 5. So the speed at which the web fires has now been increased as well. The web will now deploy immediately after it is fired at her feet. Interesting.
Yeah, because it used to be it had this like
long arcing
2-second arc.
Yeah.
It was absurd.
Yeah.
It was
Well, I suppose it made more of a skill shot, but because of its huge size, it didn't really matter.
Yeah, it was gigantic.
So it's a rather interesting change. Glad to see it. It's definitely, she needed some sort of attention, and maybe this will make her more attended by people playing her.
It was nice to see like the less viable gods have some love.
Yes, they love the love. They love the love. What about the more viable gods getting a buff? With Hebo getting his floodwaters now gives allies movement speed half. The floodwaters now give allies the movement speed increase as well as himself.
Silly.
I honestly I thought it was supposed to do it already.
Yeah, I always thought that, but that's not the case. But I was like, what?
I think Hebo needed something, but nothing
drastic. That's turned Hebo into Hell version 2 without any healing. It's like here's some more support for like his massive nuker.
Yeah.
I don't follow.
I think Hebo needed something, just like, I don't know. He was just almost there, but he needed just a slight little thing. Maybe this is slight enough. I don't know. We'll see. It's really hard to balance.
Yeah. Now he can catch up to you quicker. Or run away faster.
No, it's just on the team that it puts it on, not a buff to have pass.
Right. It's not really anything to
make him faster.
Yes. This is true.
But
he does not move.
I did think he needed something to be able to support his team a little bit. I mean, he seemed like just one of those guys that he was greedy.
Yeah.
Now he has something.
Now he can show the love a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. He'll still take your kills at the end, but he will share it slightly beforehand.
He'll help you get there.
Yes, he'll help you get there, and then he'll steal the kill. I like how they fixed the branching bola issue, where the branching bolas were doing slightly more damage than intended. So, do you think that will kind of nerf Xeblanc in the competitive scene, where they might not pick him as often because he's not bugging out? Or do you think they even noticed?
I didn't notice.
You did notice?
I didn't notice.
You didn't notice?
I noticed, but only because I was looking for it. Type thing. There's some times where people are just like they would get an extra little damage boost and they get a kill and they're like, wow, I'm awesome, instead of wow, maybe something's wrong type thing. So I don't know. It wasn't noticed a whole lot, but I don't think it's going to change much about Xeblanc. He's always going to have high base damage.
What I did notice was that more and more gods are having issues with stuff hitting and not doing anything. Like, I was in the first game I played with this new patch, friend playing Thor because new Thor skin is awesome. And he threw his hammer, and it like collided with the enemy and did no damage on the hit and the return.
That's annoying.
So it used to be just like direct on hit explosion things like Hell, Zeus, attacks like that would just hit things and then not do any damage. Suddenly it's like other things as well. And Vamana's Boomerang still has a hit effect, like, looks like it hits, like, it plays all the like, effects and sounds and it hits an ally. So you feel kind of bad if you're hitting your friend.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Oh, does he know? Do you know what match it happened at? Because Jusant is in here, and he can help get those kind of things diagnosed. So.
Oh, I'd have to look at my hatch history.
Yeah, if you can figure it out, then that's right on the way to getting it fixed.
I can pop stuff on the bug forums quite often.
I am very sad and also a little happy because it probably needed it. But backflip was nerfed on Neath.
Yes.
The slight buildup has been added to the beginning of this ability. It's about a 20th of a second, I think it is, or a quarter of a second. It's very slight. Now. It's more like she takes a quick step and then backflips, which is more reasonable. But I mean, because other than like perfectly instant, which I loved it because I could dodge like everything.
Yeah, something's happening. Bing.
Like raw ults, I'll dodge it because I'll be up in the air while it fires under me, and that kind of stuff, and then land and still eat his face. So that was probably a very necessary change, but I'm a little sad because I'm going to have to get used to the new type jump.
I don't even play Neath, so as far as I'm concerned, great.
Yeah, all those people who went against the Neaths, then you'll be quite happy because you'll have much more of a chance. She is stunnable in that particular quarter of a second backflip round or build-up time. So yes, you can freeze her. You can do all that stuff. You having issues over there? Good God, that's a large bug.
I know, right?
I know, right? It's all those bugs that are attracted to the lights.
Mayfly.
Our studio here is like lighting up the outside like a beacon because we have 2, 4, 6, 8, like 10 lights in here, and they're all very bright. So every.
What about Loki?
What about Loki? Did Loki get any attention?
Yes, he got a nerf.
What
he
was
got 50%.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, 50% less scaling on H.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
That's harsh.
That is quite a big.
Yeah.
The physical power contribution has been decreased from 150% to 100%.
Well, I didn't care. I was playing Aphrodite against Worth It and Loki, and I wasn't scared of Loki. Not only because Aphrodite kind of screws with Loki in that you go near me, I knock you back, but also in that he legitimately kind of went properly hard on me, like blew all his cooldowns on me, and I didn't die. It's like, are you assassinating or poking me?
I'm curious to find the reasoning behind this. If this was like the Freya buff, it was a statistical, or if it was just like too many people whining.
Yeah. I would ask the Bart
too, because there was a lot of like complaining about Loki pub stomping everyone, which is true. he's a bit of a pub stomper, but I just don't think. Like, I suppose in a sense, Loki's endgame was ridiculous. Like Freya is utterly insane. In that, whether they played badly or played well in the beginning, once endgame comes along, Freya and Loki will kick your ass.
Yeah.
Just no question. They will find you and they will kill you and your family.
Dude, I fixed it.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
What did you do? I fixed it.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. My entire team died.
That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Well, that covers it for all the patch notes, because we literally talked about every particular thing.
Pretty much the new game mode was what they spent most of their time.
The biggest thing was the game mode, like the biggest change. Of course, everybody's going to be very particular to these changes this weekend, because we have the Curse monthly finals are happening Sunday, which is rather exciting. We already have the brackets up and out for that, although I don't have them brought up right this second. But BLG, NA, and EU are in it, am I correct?
Yes.
Oh, yes, we're on the monthly final.
Yes, you guys are both in the monthly final. So, is there also a Curse Weeklies on Saturday, like normal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, what about My Revenge on Sunday?
Is there quiet again?
There should be one, because, there always is one. But what's going to happen with that, we don't know.
It'll be quiet like last time.
Yeah.
Should be over there.
My team played the My Revenge Weekly last time, and I got like a message from them. It was like, "Why was it so empty today?" I was like, "There was a monthly on the same day."
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were like what, one of 4 teams that played, or 8?
Yeah, it was 4 teams.
4 teams, yeah.
It was like semi-final, final, GG.
Yeah, it was fun. You guys won.
It was hard. I don't know how. It was like we played twice in NA against NL Esports.
Yeah, you guys still won.
We got utterly thrashed in the first game. It was like NA, oh crap, everything misses. When they went to EU, kind of went similarly, and then third game, I don't know what happened. We just kind of it was a slow game. I'll be honest. It was kind of like we just pushed.
That works. That works.
It worked.
So, Drybear, what do you expect to see coming into this weekend, especially with these route changes? I guess we'll kind of discuss that along with the lovely tournaments this weekend. But Root loses Allied and Xing in the same week.
This shocks me.
It's a downer. Obviously, there's a lot going on with that and stuff that's like behind the scenes and also at the forefront that people are realizing. But I think it was. I mean, obviously they were pretty well stocked for supports, and I think every player on Root is more or less capable of playing more than one role, except for like a few of them can play like 2 or 3 maybe. So obviously you have like Anatoly who can play a lot of roles. You have Matty Pog who can play a lot of roles. So I think they can fill in that slot nicely. I think the biggest loss is going to be, they relied on Xing a lot towards late game, so they're going to have to. But I mean, we saw them lose Allied on Sunday, and then actually had like this really big, victory. They were actually playing really, really well after that. So I was surprised to see that. So we don't know. You don't really know what they have prepared. You don't really know like what's going to go, come from this. But I don't know. It's something different.
I found it actually sad that they lost Xing, because I like Xing. Like, Xing was someone I legitimately actually admired. I thought Xing was a really, really good player. And to leave was I found that quite sad.
Yep. Like, so basically what Rosterian's saying is he hates everybody on Root except for Xing. So I can put the words in his mouth and make him more hated than he already is right now.
Yeah. I'll get the Reddit post ready.
Yep, go ahead and post the Sturmies to Reddit right now.
Reddit recipe BM's Root on like Xing. When I like early beta Xing, I actually kind of like really admired. I thought he was like the best player ever. I was super jelly.
Sturmies, do you remember the name of that like best player ever back when we started, when the game started?
What the guy
that person that was unnamed for the longest time that Bart would always talk about. Well, I mean, you can never beat this guy because he's the best player ever, and he like disappeared. Do you remember his name?
I don't remember
that. I remember
Bart talking about.
I do remember what you're talking about.
This guy's amazing, and no one's ever.
He had like a 6,000 ELO or something before like anybody else even knew what they're. Not DFAT. No, not Oxy. It's nobody you've probably ever heard of. If you haven't been playing the game since literally the first day it went into closed beta in May 31st. No, it was not Oxygen. Oxygen was
Toot, obviously.
It was definitely not Void.
I thought it was something that started with an S. Wasn't it?
I don't remember.
It was like similar to Xing, but not.
It's too long ago.
God, it was so long ago.
If you like dredged through the old notes, you'd find like that top 10 list that hi-rez gave out.
Oh yeah, that
might be there. Yes, it was on that.
That was top 8 that day.
Maybe it was Siphon.
That was number 8. I was pretty proud of that.
Hold on, I'll get the top 100 list. I still have it on my favorites.
Look at that top 100 list.
60 now.
No, not Sooner.
No, not Sooner.
No, it was not Sooner. Sooner was just one of the big streamers. He was really good.
Sundays.
What?
Sundays? I don't even know. I have the list.
God darn it.
It's Sturmies, obviously.
Yeah, it's Sturmies.
It was always me, because it starts with an S right there. Oh, look, Voidness.
Sorry, what were we talking about? It's Voidness. Sturmies was BMing you.
Hey, Voidness was higher than me, okay? I'm jelly. I remember that.
I think he even stopped playing when that official top... Because it was like all... It was all old time. Anyway, somebody will figure it out and remember it.
Yep.
Maybe Voidness will remember it because he's weird like that. Where's
Voidness is weird,
like
you're right.
A guy who used to like be really kind of...
Because I wanted to.
I think on like one of the very first Pantheon panels that Kennedy hosted, there was a guy who had like 6 pairs of glasses on and like looked like a
Was he on the Pantheon panel?
I can't
think
remember.
he might have been. Anyway, back to normalcy in what we will be talking about, of course, in the show tonight. What was the other topics that we did want to discuss? We were discussing the root hole debacle. So, what do you expect to see this weekend? I kind of expect them to run Gantz, probably playing support and letting Anatoly play a carry, unless they pick up another carry from a different team.
Didn't they say Xing was playing for this weekend also, just to finish up?
I didn't hear that. They might. That could be very well true.
Yeah, because weren't they not going to say it until after this weekend, and then it got leaked on Maddie Pocket's stream because he forgot to mute it?
Silly Maddie.
Yeah, I think that's how it went. And then someone made a YouTube video of it and shared it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, no, shit.
Yeah, I mean,
why do this?
once it had been leaked, I mean, he talked about it for a while.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
Root's still here. It's still going to be really good. As to whether or not they're going to hold the
number 2 spot very solidly.
Solidly is yet to be seen.
Well, one of the biggest things about the competitive scene for Smite right now is it's just like the difference in skill level is just so minor. Like it's usually nominal. It comes down to like a few like aspects of the match and what determines it. It's never like complete crush. I mean, the viewers who watch it are like, oh my god, they completely got crushed. But it comes down to like the picking stage and then a few like minor engagements throughout the map. So it's like any small change is gonna skew things pretty well.
Yeah.
I just realize that most games tend to end actually just one mistake, like one team fight and it's game over.
Yeah.
Well, overall, but I mean, as far as like the skill level of the players in Smite right now, it's all pretty close.
Yeah. I find those games the worst though if you lose by one team fight. If you just for the better term throw it. I always get so sad. It's like, damn it, one mess up, and that's it. Game over.
So Maddie was talking about possibly going over to Curse. Zatman had like talked to him on his stream during that video where he's like, he probably isn't going to go because there's no open starter spots and he doesn't really want to be a sub and he doesn't really want to try and kick out Shadow Q or Sparks. So it doesn't look like he's going anywhere, which is fine and good. So from the definite old school, you have Anatoly, Jerby, Lasses, Maddie, and they'll have to find one more, which I think is going to be Gantz at least for the time being. If Shing doesn't play this weekend, then Gantz probably will. He practices with them a lot. So other than that,
There's a lot of room. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how it... There's plenty of room, too. I mean, obviously the game's not released, and there's so many changes coming up, and like with how many changes that come out with each patch, and the new gods coming out and everything.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it'll be interesting. It was almost getting like those two teams were just always fighting each other.
Yeah.
So.
It will be. So what else did we want to discuss today besides?
We wanted to discuss, where is it? Where's that thing that we put here to discuss? It's way over here. No. What do we got?
Seems like we covered most of it thus far.
Colin's discussion. Yeah, any of you guys can message us and call in. We've got like this thing here. We have a whole Skype set up for you guys to call us.
Yes. Definitely call us in with your questions and or comments about anything we've talked about today thus far, and anything maybe you would like to bring up
every week.
If you have a topic that you think we've missed, please do let us know in a very angry voice on the phone. That would be great. I love it when people like to argue with us because it makes for interesting discussion.
Yes, it does.
And I don't want to always be right because I'm bored then. Yes, careful with that thunderstorm.
I missed that Marky X guy.
All right, we have a caller online. Calm, bro.
Hey, how's it going?
Chat, how's it going?
Fine. What's up?
Oh god, it's calm.
Yeah.
Hit the deck.
I was gonna say, why is Freya still broken?
How's she broken?
Who knows?
How is she broken? Maybe it's the part about her three-shotting people. Maybe, just maybe.
I don't see
auto attack style.
I mean, 80
auto attack
do
three-shotting people at level 1.
Yeah.
Actually, at level 2. My bad.
So, is it her base damage just too high, or what?
I don't know. I feel like her 1 and 2. I feel like they really need to just put down the damage on maybe one of them, so it won't be that hard. But at the rate it's going, I mean, literally, you put them both together, and you got 1/3 of the enemy's health going down in each auto attack that you put on them, and it's ranged.
Simply put, you cannot tank that.
No, you really can't. Not in the beginning of the game.
It's
give her one penetration item and then just build, fairly basic. You will never, ever tank a Freya ever.
Well, I think it comes down to like, I don't know, if they're gonna do any nerfing on Freya, they have to be really careful because her skill set really needs damage, kind of like an Ares effect, where Ares doesn't bring a whole lot to the table besides damage. So if you take away that, like if Ares didn't do any damage, no one would play him.
Right.
Yeah, there was
a doesn't really have the skill set to be like useful in any other way. So you have like Freya, who does a lot of damage, but I mean, if you want to kill her, you can kill her.
Yeah.
It requires really high skill level to be able to constantly land vanishes, and then you need to she relies heavily on her team. And that's one of the biggest things that most people don't realize, that she doesn't really have like her own safety net. Like if she misses a vanish and then her ult's down, like you just kill her. Yeah. So it's she relies on her team heavily. So that, I mean, this is one of those things where people play in normals and they ignore a Freya for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and then she comes out of the lane and starts three-shotting people. Like, oh my god, she's broken, delete her from the game. But it's like, why'd you let her farm?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about like level 3 Freya. I'm talking like.
Well, she needs that's the only thing she has going for her in the laning phase is damage.
Yeah, she's an assassin.
She's all she has in laning phase. Like, if you jump on her, that's it.
If you wait for her pulse to go down, then you just assault her and.
Well, think about things like, I mean, Apollo. If she pops her 2 and her 1, you dash in and mesmerize. Now she has nothing.
Yeah.
If it's on cooldown, she's gonna swing her sword at you?
I think there's one issue with Freya is that even if you, let's put it this way, you scrim Victoria's Secret. And
what? wait, what?
That was the team's name, is Victorious' Secret.
Yeah, Victoria's Secret, JK's team, and they had Freya. We did a really good job of shutting down the Freya. Like, no question, that Freya was out for a long time. Problem was, the game lasted a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, level 20 Freya, it doesn't matter if they're 0-12 or 20-1. They'll kick your ass. there is nothing you can do.
Well, that's endgame. I mean, in endgame, everybody has full build. I mean, it's all depending on your build.
Making a new team, 50
Shades of Freya. Thank you, Santa, for that.
I do dare you to tank a Freya. You will never pull it off.
That's the problem. Don't tank a Freya.
Just
be where she's not, and then jump her.
Just don't tank a Loki. You don't just stand there and
Smite,
take it.
Like clothing line, graphic tee. Don't tank a Freya.
Yes, I mean,
like playing.
That's when you use your Aegises or your beads or your other defensive things, or maybe a pot or a heal or running away or a jump. You know,
full tank. I expect to be
stun or a slow like as an Ares, chain her and run away.
Just,
she'll banish
she's here, and then she's got, or get minions, or get pets, or use walls. I mean, it's a projectile-based damage where she has low mobility and lack of CC defense. I mean, it's just like, her damage is strong. Just like look at her and say, all right,
don't let her.
You puff your chest out, like hit me.
Yeah.
Get first shot. But, like, don't. You have to play smart. I mean, she needs the damage. If she has no damage, she's not useful.
Yeah, I mean, if she couldn't burn you down in 3 shots, then why would people play her?
Yeah.
They would pick Jablanc or any other character who can.
I play tanks. I can't kill Freya. I can only survive her.
That's a tank. That's the problem, or that's the solution. That's what you're supposed to do.
You're a tank. You don't.
You are supposed
it's not your job to go kill people.
You are supposed to absorb the damage for your carry, so that way Freya burns all her abilities on you, gets you down to half or a third health, and then you let your carry jump her.
For other players. Imagine a team fight, and as a tank, I'm soaking up Freya's damage. I'm dead within 5 seconds. That leaves one player down.
Aegis. Wall. Freeze. Stun. Jump.
You say it like we're professional players or something, right, Rusty?
I was thinking, okay. Aegis is down. For one.
Unless Pon-Pon's playing her.
Okay.
Let's mention Aegis lasts about 2 seconds.
Right.
Okay. Aegis down. I just didn't soak a Freya. I last about 3 seconds because Freya alone chunks through anything.
Right.
Tank is dead in about 3 or 4 hits. You then have 4 other players which could be anything, and my team with the tank has already died.
So she used up all of her abilities to kill you as a tank. What does she do now? She's still got what, like 8 seconds?
She banishes and runs, or just waits for her tank to heal.
So then she's out of the team fight too.
For about 3 seconds.
3 seconds. Her cooldowns are 3 seconds.
It's the case of how long the buff lasts for and how long the actual cooldown is. I mean, let's look at this, shall we? Overview. Irradiate lasts for 5 seconds, and the cooldown is 11 seconds.
So 6.
Same. Yeah. So 6. It's a 6-second cooldown. That's not that long.
in
It's
essence.
enough time to jump in and possibly jump her or burn down somebody else because she can't do anything.
And if they were to have a cooldown reduction item, which it's not beyond the completely
Realm
beyond
of
the
possibilities.
Yeah,
Then does she do as much
That's-
damage?
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's still damage. The cooldown items still have damage on them.
Yeah.
And then if she has cooldown reduction, then I'd say about an 8-second cooldown or so. 30%-ish.
I still think that
that's a 3-second cooldown.
if Freya was burning down people as hard as she was, if she was statistically in the top damage output all the time, then I think hi-rez would look at her strictly from a stats perspective. Because if it's like
Like
every
what they
game,
did with Loki this patch.
like what they did with Loki, they noticed that every game he's at 20,000 damage above everybody else, or some random number that I just picked. But
Then arguably Vulcan and Hades would get nerfed.
I'm wondering.
Because while they don't get kills, but consistently every game, Vulcan and Hades have very high play damage stats.
I think
If
it
you
just
play-
comes down to people looking at things as if this game were like a static-based meta or base design. I mean, MOBAs in general are based primarily on advantages and counters. So if you're looking at something like individually, you can't look at any aspect of this game isolated and objectively because it depends. Like, I mean, anyone who's ever streamed or they interact with viewers at all, I mean, they're always like, what do I build in this character? And the response is almost always like rolls off your tongue. It depends, and that's because everything's based on the game, what you're up against, what you're doing. I mean, when Neith came out, it was like, oh my god, her ultimate is too strong. I can't handle it. It's too bad. Just nerf her, delete her, get her out of here. And now, I mean, fast forward 2 months in the future, or however long it's been since Neith came out. I mean, you don't even have to communicate with people. Most people will recognize that Neith ultimate has come in, and tanks will block it, just because they know it's coming. So it comes with a play style. It comes with having the forethought to understand what you need to do to counter something, what you need to do to interact with it. So if you look at someone like Freya and you look at just her damage, like, wow, that's too strong. She has strong damage, but that interacts with the fact that, I mean, her ultimate, if you force her to use her ultimate when she doesn't want to, and then maybe, if she buys, I mean, I think one of the best active item combinations for Freya is Aegis Sprint. But you can build comps that make her go like Aegis beads or anything like that. So then whatever she's missing, like she misses a lot of defensive skill sets. Like she can't, she can't reposition herself very quickly. She can't get things off her very easily. Her only peel is her banish and possibly her ultimate, which doesn't always save her. So it comes down to team fights. I mean, the biggest thing is like the complaints always come in like a normal setting where you're solo queuing, because obviously you can't always coordinate with random people or anything like that. So sometimes characters that are really strong in that setting are like looked at as overpowered, like Loki, like Anubis. I mean, people at a mid-tier solo queue level will always say Anubis is overpowered, but Anubis has a lot of downsides as well. So you have to look at those downsides, and it comes to the fact that MOBA games aren't just about being able to land your skill shots, but it's also about being able to theory craft and buy things in counter and in reactionary states and be able to understand the game conceptually rather than just being able to play it.
Well, you gotta also realize that they have to cater to one side of the game. I mean, they can either cater to the casual players who hop on every now and again that probably make up the majority, or the high-tier players.
I disagree completely. They can make a good game. I mean,
well,
you don't
for
have
example,
to like.
hold up, low elo where I am right
I
now.
have this button here.
In like the 1200 elo, people think Loki is like bannable. Like they have to ban Loki. Still, even after that little aim strike buff I've been getting in matches, they still think Loki is bannable. Every single game, a Loki ban comes out. Now in high tier play, does that ever happen? A Loki ban?
I don't know. Starmies?
Occasionally.
Site? Resty?
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Well, most of the time
Rarely.
it's respect bans.
They're banning the
Respect
players.
bans, or it's pretty much
Yeah.
almost always respect bans, or if you have a specific lineup, like if you have a lot of squishies with low, like if you're playing Freya, Ao Kuang, Poseidon, that are really easily countered by someone like Loki, then you'd ban it. But it's not like I don't want Loki in the game. There's just better choices. But I mean, that also comes to the fact that in general we have one ban in some tournaments and also in ranked play. So it's like, what do you choose?
Yeah.
What's the thing you want to deal with the least?
Yeah, it's like you ban Loki, but now all of a sudden you're facing Bacchus, and you're like, well, okay.
At least I can see him.
Bad trait.
At least he doesn't laugh at me.
Yeah.
How about what do you think about Poseidon though?
What about him?
He's delicious.
I still don't like playing against him. I still kind of ban him.
My viewers know I hate Poseidon, and I hope he burns in hell.
What don't you like about Poseidon?
I think objectively, no emotions involved. I think he's pretty fine. I think he needs a slight nerf, like ever so slight, like maybe reduce the scaling on his passive, or reduce the pull strength on his whirlpool. Either one, not both. I think his burst is justifiable. Like he'll pop sprint and he'll keep stride with you type thing. So it's just like there's a lot of situations where Poseidon can be a pain in the butt. Like he has 1 HP and then just puts on his Nikes and runs away, or he has his ult, or I think in a lot of situations it's really strong. I think once you get Gem, it makes Poseidon a serious threat for multiple reasons, and you need a lot of coordination to counter him, and that's why I don't like him, because in a lot of situations you don't. I mean, if you're solo queuing or like 2 queuing, you don't always have the coordination to counter the Poseidon. I think overall he's good. I just think you need to remove one of the legs that he's leaning on, but just ever so slightly. I mean, he's almost there.
Yeah, because it's one of those things. He's one of the very few mage gods that you can solo people reasonably well, because he has his pulls, he has push, he has speed, he has like
Kraken.
the Kraken, of course. I mean, Kraken, and his build up for his charge actually does a fairly good amount of damage.
Yeah.
If you hit people with all three, I mean, that's not an insubstantial amount of damage. That hurts. So.
There we go.
I mean, everything's really good.
Yeah.
After this game, I'm going to send you a game ID. What happened was I threw my Thor hammer at Hebo, hit him on the basically double hit him. The second hit collided and dealt no damage. I will show you that.
Wow.
Cool.
Cool.
Juice Santa brought up a good point. He says what it needs to nerf is his 3. It can out damage Hades' ult and almost out pulls with the Gem of Isolation. So, I mean,
Yeah, but it's one of those hard things because.
And then you can't jump out of it either.
The problem would be
Hades ult.
scaling, because it's only good once you have a lot of items.
Right.
And
they need to nerf the scaling on it.
If they nerf the scaling, they'd have to up the base damage to make it useful. Because remember when it started out, you could get it to level 5 and not kill a creep wave until you were like level 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, being a mage and having one of your primary skills not be able to kill a creep wave once you've built a lot of items is kind of a problem.
I think everything just needs tweaking. Like, he's not in a terrible spot. It's more kind of okay, he's a bit strong. Just a bit.
He's a bit strong. Well, all the mages
horribly.
are a bit strong.
I don't think there's a single character in this game that's overpowered. I think there's a couple that are on, like, leaning over the fence to the strong side. Like, strong is a better word than overpowered for the characters in Smite right now, and there's only a handful of them. And they're only, like, for certain situations and transitions in the game. Like, some of them have, like, a strong mid-game, and it's, like, a little bit too strong, but not that bad. But their late game and early game are punishable type thing. So it's, like, there's small adjustments, but, I mean, the small ones are always the hardest, because it's very easy to underdo it or overdo it.
Like, Vamana is a clear one. Like, Vamana is either top ban over, like number 1 pick. You have to get it. There was a time when Vamana was the shit.
Yeah.
And then now, no one likes him.
He's too short.
I hate him.
He's too short.
Too
That's all I have to say.
Well, it's also playstyles too. I mean, I think people are still playing Vamana like you could play him before, and I think it just comes down to the fact that people need to figure out how to play him now. Like, he used to be this tanky brawler who could do a lot of damage, get to the back of a team fight, kill a carry, and then get away with full HP type thing. Like, he can eat cooldowns with his ultimate because it was so good, and he had the skill set to get in and get out, which means he was he was really good. I mean, high mobility, great kid. Like, everything was going in his favor. So now, if you play him that way with the nerf to his ultimate, it's like you can't anymore. And if you're still playing him that way, you're going to die and think Vamana's bad. So you can look at how Freya, everyone hated Freya, and then Caps Lock Freya developed a build, and then Pon used her in tournament play, and people started, I'm talking about the masses anyways, not like obviously people that are competing every day, but they just like, oh my god, Freya's awesome now, when previously everyone's like, why is Freya so bad? So I think it takes time for people to realize how to utilize a character properly, what items to build, and it takes a few people to figure out something really, really good, master it, and then show it off to the public before they start figuring it out. I mean, it happens in all games. Like, every game, someone, like Master Yi is one of the best examples. He was AD for a year and a half, and then someone tried AP and then succeeded in a tournament with it, and all of a sudden he's AP all the time, or now he's AP half and half. So it takes people to figure things out. It's playstyle as much as anything else.
Yeah. Well, somebody was complaining to have us talk about Hercules.
Or Apollo.
or Apollo. I do want to. What do you guys think about Apollo this weekend in the tournaments? And do you think anybody's going to pick him up?
He'll be picked often.
Probably not.
He will be picked often.
So we have a yes and we have a no. What do you think, Sturmies?
Well, the problem
Mike,
with them...
Mike DeMouth.
Oh my god, my mic. That's better?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I forgot what I was going to say now, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Hercules, or no.
Apollo.
Apollo, there we go.
Apollo,
why he's going to be picked in tournaments?
I just, personally, I think just every other range AD is just... They're better. I mean, the range on his auto attacks is generally, I think it seems like it's a little less in my opinion. I'm not really sure, but his skill set just is not that strong in my opinion. Also, a lot of it's my opinion.
What do you think, Rastarian?
For what I like his one skill, like direct nuke, goes through walls, deals fairly good damage early. Great, I think that's perfect. He's got CC. I mean, that Mesmerize is good for escapes if you don't hit them. If you're trigger happy, excuse the pun.
Yeah.
If you're trigger happy, Apollo won't work for you. You'll think he's weak.
Yeah, because you'll just blow your...
You'll blow his useful part, which is the 5-shot, 100%.
Yeah, you'll misuse your passive, misuse your 2, because if you hit them, Mesmerize goes off. It'll last quite a long time, actually.
I think he's like a niche pick or a counter pick. Not really like something you want to pick all the time. He's not like an on her or Neath. They can fit into almost anything, or Monkey. I think he's more of like a counter pick. I mean, obviously, if you had a lot of practice with Apollo and you were really well experienced with him, you can interrupt the channel of Talu Assault. You can interrupt the channel, which is Guan Yu's Dugga Dugga. You can interrupt the channel of Ares' Flames. You can interrupt animations, long animations like Hercules' Rock or anything like that. You can interrupt those very easily. You can prevent. And it's also a good like pause button for the team fight. Like if you're within a mirror who has a stun up in 2 seconds, you can mesmerize, wait, stand there, and then get the stun off afterwards or anything like that. I think it's a very niche pick and can work if you work it into a team comp of 5 players who know each other really well. And then also if you're picking against other characters, obviously if they had 2 or 3 gods that had big animations that are easy to interrupt, then it would be good. And only for that aspect. I mean, it's one of those things where it would have to be practiced a lot and only work in certain situations.
The question where you kind of said the Ymir freeze and then you can mesmerize, why not have it be the other way around where you can actually have him, because he's got the slide. He's a great initiator because he can slide in there, stun them, so Ymir has time to get up and freeze them.
I think initiating with your slide as Apollo is a bad idea because that's your only real escape other than your ulti. And on top of your ulti, amazing gank tool.
Yes, it is. But I mean, if you can time it well, if you have a nice Thor, or if you have a Thor and Apollo, then Apollo can slide in while Thor's in his ult, and he can mesmerize them, and that gives Thor a very clear shot of where to land.
Like there are teams who rely heavily on winning the early game, and I think it's those teams that'll pick up Apollo more. Because Apollo has a very strong early game and makes the team, like, things like Neath Shibangi, ultis across the map. Those things, are really good for early game. And then you got an Apollo Chariot just come in from mid lane and get a double kill and left. That's a pretty substantial thing to get early game.
Yeah, it really is.
All right. I mean, just people I don't know. The biggest gripe about Apollo is that he has a good skill set for initiating or staying in the middle of a team fight, but he has a role that doesn't really permit you to do so. So it's like kind of this mixed idea where it's like, yeah, you can dash in and initiate, or you can stay in close and mesmerize and interrupt, but it's kind of like a support tank ability to have versus like you being a ranged carry who's squishy. So I mean, I guess he has the escape with his ulti, which is long animation and everything. It's better for initiating, but I don't know. It's just he doesn't seem like everything falls into place and it makes sense.
It's not obvious, so that's the best kind of god, I think.
And we have a call about this topic. A caller, if they answer. There we are. We have Kret.
Hey, what's up?
Yo.
So, mostly I'm going to be agreeing with Drybear on Apollo, but I think there's one thing that was neglected to be mentioned, which is that Apollo is really different because of his ult. He can go incredibly fast across the map, and it does depend on his mana, so his range increases as he levels up, but he's a really good split pusher, because not only can you push really fast because he's got a 1 that will clear waves, you've got a built-in passive steroid it's like a 40% attack speed boost when you average out over his attacks, And then when anyone shows up, you can just, my people need me, and you're gone on a chariot, which is hilarious. I think Apollo is going to be much like Aphrodite in that I don't think we're going to see Apollo until someone figures out how to abuse him and make a comp that's built around Apollo and maybe built around like chariot roaming or split pushing with the chariot. And until we see someone, Afro she's a support that's not a tank. And right now people like to have 2 tanks, so how are you going to fit her? Well, someone's going to figure it out eventually. Might be this weekend, might be next weekend, might be like in 2 months. But I think when Apollo and when Aphrodite break into the scene, they're going to be huge. And that's if they don't get changed or buffed, or, and then people are like, oh, this god's so good.
Correct. Spoiler alerts, you may see Aphrodite in the monthly.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure this is like the start of people bringing out Aphrodite, but, we'll see.
From me, spoiler alert, I might use Aphrodite.
Good. Give away all your strategies. One thing I will say is that Apollo is definitely a very good Fire Giant stealer, because he can go up into his ult and just circle and circle and circle and circle. Because, one time we were taking the Fire Giant, Apollo showed up like probably a good 20 seconds before he was even at half health, and he just kept going around in circles until we finally got it low enough. Then he dove in and tried to steal it. Unfortunately, he didn't time it well enough, but, the point being that we couldn't hit him up there, so he just stuck around until he had apparently an infinite mana pool as well, so he probably circled a good 10 times before he came down. And what can you do about it? You just wait and watch, dip out of there? You force them to either disengage the Fire Giant or risk Hand of the Gods or if they have it, or just try and take it as fast as they can and hope that you don't come down right at the right moment. So it could be a very good objective contender, making them have to rethink their objective taking. It's another thought that maybe has not been mentioned.
And the other thing is a prepared Apollo can actually burst fairly hard out of his ult, because you come down, it does like 700 base damage now at max level, which isn't huge compared to other ultimates, but it's still pretty good damage. Then it's got this knockback, and if he's got his passive up, that's an AD carry like any other AD carry, because he has the same scaling as on her on his auto attacks, attacking at 2.5 attacks per second. You're dead. Like, if he gets 5-6 of those attacks off, you're dead.
Yeah, there we go.
Very true.
All right, well, thank you for your call, sir.
Thank you, sir. We need to get on to our other callers.
Bye, crap.
All right.
So we have...
What?
What were you going to say, Rusty?
As a spoiler alert, you might see my Aphrodite come out on Sunday.
Nice.
Okay. Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey. What is your question, sir?
Let me mute the stream. Holy crap.
Yeah.
This is El Brochacho from Hi Guy Express.
Oh,
I'm just calling to see what you guys think about a balance suggestion. For Freya, would you guys think that lowering her base by maybe even 5 points and then increasing the contribution by like maybe 5 to 10% would make her better late game and kind of tone her down a little bit early game? Did you guys hear me?
Oh yeah, we did.
All right.
Yeah.
So did they. They're all staring at their monitors, contemplating.
Yeah. And while they're
it's a delicate situation.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
I'm sure hi-rez is well aware of the situation that is probably Freya, because I'm sure they get plenty of threads made anywhere, and they get plenty of emails being like, "Why do you fix Freya? She's broken!" Ah!
Well, and they commented on this when they first buffed Freya's Irradiate and made her do more damage, which overall affected her, kit and damage output. They commented on it and said that it was because that Freya had a, alarmingly low win percentage. And I think if you look at characters like Freya, and there's a couple other characters that are like it, where it's hit or miss, where if you don't understand the character thoroughly and understand her strengths and her weaknesses, and you obviously if you get out of position, Freya's not really the best character. Like if you're new to the game, you're gonna get out type thing. You don't have a leap, you don't have anything like that. And if you don't use your ultimate intelligently or land your banish, you're probably gonna die. So it's hard to look at just the stats and say, okay, Freya's underpowered. Because at a high level or even at a medium level, you're going to be able to play her properly. But at low ends, you're not going to be able to capitalize on that too much. So you can't really look at it just a stats type thing.
You guys are fucking clowns, man. I'm sorry for cursing too.
We're putting the chin pick over.
Drybear look-alike.
Yeah.
Sorry, we just had to do it.
Oh my god.
It was brought up again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another thing too, as
will
far as
say-
Apollo, that you guys were talking about Apollo before, how do you guys feel about Golden Bow? Have you guys, anyone here tried it? You guys are, I know you guys are competitive players. I mean, I've experimented with it as a rush after boots. Have you guys even tried that yet with split pushing?
I don't tend to use. I don't buy Golden Bow. Oh, okay. I don't play carry, so I don't buy it in competitive, obviously. But generally in all games, I buy it on rare occasions, just kind of on a whim. If I feel like I'll buy Golden Bow, why not? It's not something I get often.
Oh no, I've never got, like, that's what I'm saying. I've been playing the game since around June when it came out, and I've never once like used Golden Bow, but I tried it on Apollo a few times, and it seems like it's really good for split pushing. But I also could be extremely wrong about that.
Golden Bow's a weird item. Like, it's not bad. I just don't. I think there are other items that kind of outshine it, maybe.
Like what?
That makes sense. Any
Any
Deathbringer Executioner, like the classic sort of build. Like there's that sort of base build that everyone follows in terms of for carries. And I think Golden Bow just doesn't quite fit that.
Well,
I don't know the base build for carries. I don't know some of it. The only god I really buy Golden Bow on is, as it happens, Barkasura, because ulti plus Golden Bow is fun.
That's very true.
Yeah, yeah. So I will say, you're from Hi Guy Express.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Hi Guy Express battling Pizza Gaming on Sunday in our casual competitive tournament.
Those damn Swedens, bro. Don't talk to me about those Swedens.
No, it's just the fact that you're the Hi Guy Express, and you have pizza.
I know, man. They were talking so much crap about that during the game too.
No,
and they're like, I heard you guys had a smoke break. Like, I hope that doesn't affect your play. Like, screw you guys, dude. Damn Swedens.
No, we'll just eat you instead because we have the munchies.
Exactly. I had the severe munchies that day. Screw those guys.
Yes. I was terribly amused by that for at least an hour.
Alright, I'm glad. Even though Drybear butchered my name, but it's all good.
That's all right.
It was a challenge, man.
I know, but you pronounced it. My friends were cracking up about it because all my friends have these Hispanic weird-ass names, and you pronounced all of them perfectly except for mine.
I have that problem. I'll just do, like, there's just a few names.
It's amazing.
Like, from,
they were like, oh, he
Mobility.
pronounced that one good. He pronounced this one good. And then mine came up, and they were like, you're a fucking troll. Like,
From Mobility, there was, like, all their names, and then there was Tyler, which is Tilr. And I always called them, like, TILR because I assumed it was, like, an acronym or something. I called them that for, like, a week and a half. And they didn't even tell me. They just kept laughing at it. Just like, it's Phonox, Snoopy Man, and TILR. They're like, who is what? It's just Tyler.
It's awesome. Well, hey, guys, I appreciate you for having me stop by.
Yep.
I'll get off the break and
one.
get another caller in here.
Thanks.
For sure, man.
Appreciate it, guys.
Dun, 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 dun.
You can call us up on Skype.
Yep. Although we probably should be wrapping up the show soon.
Yes,
We've been pushing
we
like
have
an hour.
something to show all of our viewers. It's terribly weird and creepy.
Oh, that?
But
not.
I think
Again.
no, it's
Oh, that? I thought you wanted to do the top 5.
no. That's not weird and creepy.
It can be, depending on who you are.
No, it's
It's a
not.
new piece of
Marshmallows and hot chocolate.
Marshmallows and hot chocolate.
Yes.
Yes. We'll play some of the top 5 for you. It was done a little bit different this week. We've gotten
You
mixed
can say
reaction.
better. Just say better.
No,
Say
we've
it
gotten
better.
mixed reactions.
Just say it.
Pause it.
I'll just. We don't need to hear the
No,
top.
you
Drybear
need to
just
hear this.
replaced.
You need to hear it?
Yes.
Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes. There is no. Just restart it, man.
Well,
Not sure
I
about
guess
that,
we'll let it
Flip
play real
Team
quick.
number 1 though.
Yeah.
Well,
play,
Randy,
like, the
you
first
can
two
play
plays and then we'll-
Machinima's what's it? Top 5 fails and his pronunciation of god names.
All right.
all
So
right.
here,
That's
we'll
so
let you
funny.
So
hear the
we'll-
first
Yeah,
play.
first little bit of it.
Ladies and
Well, here it is,
gentlemen,
well,
this is
but no.
Top 5 Plays. My name is Anuki, and let's get to the heart of the action.
Yes, let's.
In 5th place, featuring our lovable Lassus as the victim and Zapman as the assassin Loki. It's already a lost battle for the Team Root. It's time for Anher to make a break for it. The chase is away and Loki using his decoy ability as a blocker to prevent Anher from passing. It's not just Gandalf that has the ability. Anher enjoying licking the inside of his Aegis before inevitably dying.
See,
I hope that was tasty. Escaping was potentially an option, but this block guaranteed them the kill. The fans chose this highlight, and in it goes into the top 5.
I love that effect right there with the names.
In
That's just great.
4th place, we catch a certain Snoopy man snooping around the fire giant.
Take Drybear's cam, just like top 5 plays. I wish.
So, Drybear, what do you think of these as the man who, you know, usually did the top 5 voicing over and like final cutting of the things?
I think he's got the voice. I think he's got the effects, and like it's like I want to be able to do that. I just can't.
I agree.
Looking, I'm just like, oh my god! I watched it when we first sent it to me.
Yeah.
Before they uploaded, I watched it like 10 times. I was just like crying, and I was like, "This is beautiful, so beautiful."
Yeah, it was the same day. We're just like, "That's it. I'm quit. That's it. I'm no more. Goodbye. I'm out. I give up."
Pays tribute exactly. I think it pays tribute to his his theatrics and his ability to do video editing, because I don't think any of those plays were really that great except for 2 of them. So like even like some of the plays, I mean, if you looked at it in context, like as a player who understands Smite, it's like. And this is the biggest problem we had with the top 5 plays in the first place. It's just hard to find good plays.
Yeah.
But it's just like imagine a top 5 plays of him doing that, where all the plays are really good. You know?
Yeah.
It would just be like
I like the Hell one. I'll admit, I did like the Hell one.
And then I think the Loki block were the only ones where it's just like, wow, that was a good play.
Yeah.
Like the Odin steal, it was like, oh, okay, that's kind of small window. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't think number 1 should have been the number 1. I really like the number 2. That was just like, and that's what it comes down to, is like, how do you separate someone who is just a casual player who is watching it for the entertainment value versus someone who understands the game really well and is a competitor? Because most people who compete in Smite will look at that Hell play and like, oh my god, that was really good. Like whole cruddy, like avoiding the stun and using the Aegis, like it's just like you're more hypnotized by the play level than you are by the theatrics. But it's hard to separate those two, because the people who don't understand the game aren't going to be able to recognize how hard it is to do that. So they'll be like, oh, okay, well, I don't get it. You know, they want to see explosions, they want to see people dying, type thing. And I'm not talking about a fail from above from chat. I'm not talking about a nuke, just the plays themselves. And this is something that even I've been into for a really long time. For all of the top 5s, it's just really hard to find plays. So I'm just like, I'm excited for the future of it, just because like if you had like a whole 5 really good plays, and like he had like a week or 2 or 3 weeks or whatever to hone down how he wanted to do. I mean, I think he's definitely more suited for it than I am.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling him, I was telling some other people. I mean, give him some really good plays and a little experience in doing like that part of it, and they're gonna be excellent.
Yeah, the biggest problem that me and Drybear and Inyuki, well, me and Drybear mostly, Inyuki didn't really have to do it this time. Mostly what I try to do with that is I try to find up all the plays. I spam during the tournaments. I'm like, if you have a top 5 play, please on my land, yay! And people are always just like, no, they're just like, whatever, you know. They think that everybody else submits them. They think that everybody else submits them is what it is. It's like, oh yeah, I mean, that play was so awesome that somebody else, I'm sure, submitted it because it's amazing. No, they didn't! Do it yourself! Please!
We found them all by hand, and then, if it's like at 50 minutes, we sit there for 10 minutes waiting for it to buffer all the way to that point, and they're like, oh, okay, well, we don't even want this play, so there goes 15 minutes of my life for nothing. So, it's funny, too, because, like, from the 10K tournament, like, we put up the video, and they're like, why are all the plays from CW Root and Curse? It's like, it's the 10K tournament, and they were the top 3, there's no other plays. Why is everyone crying right now?
All my plays come out not in tournaments or like scrims or anything. It just comes out in normal games, and then everyone's like top 5. Like, but they can't watch these, can they?
No, we can't. That's what people are all like. Oh, I did better than I did this thing in my normal game. It's like, well, then show me. Oh, wait, you can't because there's no replay of it, so it's useless. Thanks.
Makes me sad because I actually do want to show some of those plays.
Like, oh, I could do that any day. That wasn't a good play.
Yeah. Well, then do it.
Right?
Or make it something better. Please.
Yeah.
I want you to. I'm challenging you. Make it better. You got to submit them.
I did a really good play in normal game. Everyone was like yelling in chat, top 5, top 5. I was like, I wish, if only.
Yeah, I mean, like, I had done, like, a top 5 plays. I was playing against Lasses, and I, like, did so amazing. And there was even a replay of it.
Top 5 play.
There was even a replay of it, and I was like, this is great. And they patched it the next day, so the replay was gone, and I was like, no! I was so mad that day.
Getting 1 kill, Demon, isn't a top 5
Hey,
play.
I was
Just
like
a kill,
6-4 against Lassus and Allied. Thank you.
Sure you were, Demon. It's okay.
It's true. I want
Sure.
What the hell? Oh, I hit.
It was going easy on you.
Everybody in the chat needs to bookmark that Google document submission form. So when they see a top 5 play or they want to tell people to submit top 5 plays, they can easily copy and paste it. And that will help out the top 5 quality immensely. Like,
I have a strategy for Aram now. It's actually kind of broken.
This past week we had an entire 7 plays to pick from.
Wow.
That's where we got 5 of the plays. So we did that, and we were like, we look through them, and you think, all right, out of the 7, which are the 5 best? Let's go with those. Because I'm not going to spend 10 hours trying to find another 1 or 2 plays. Because that's just unreasonable. And a giant waste of time. When we could be using it and making the video better. So, there. I will get off my soapbox, and we will move on to something else.
Can we talk about Hercules?
Yeah,
what about
let's
Hercules?
talk about
Everyone's
Hercules.
asking to.
I don't see it, but let's do it.
What about Hercules?
I don't know.
What about him?
Hercules.
He throws rocks.
He throws baseballs or rocks.
They haven't fixed the boulder bug. What the hell?
Wait, does it come with marinara sauce?
No. I'm really like. Why does the boulder bounce off of nothing?
What?
Have you not seen the Hercules boulder bounce off of nothing?
Player hitbox and it will ricochet off of players now, so there's no penetration.
Oh, it won't go through people?
No,
It doesn't go through their bodies.
Huh.
So if you kill someone with it, it just bounces off their body or any other dead creep. So when you throw it at someone and you kill a creep with it, it just bounces off anywhere.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So you're throwing it and like you just throw it into the middle of the lane, so it bounces around like back at you. You're like, what? So the person you intended to kill with it just gets away because it just bounces off nothing.
We hear you. We hear you, Drybear. You have been outed.
Lost. Oh, man.
You're going to damage your ears, boy.
That wasn't me. I was just laughing at the high-pitched response voice. So charge play.
Yes. So we need to fix the bouncing of things. Is that the summation of that?
Are we talking about Aphrodite or the ball?
Ball.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
I think the bouncing on Aphrodite is fine.
The bouncing on Aphrodite.
I'm okay with that too.
Yes. The bouncing on Aphrodite is quite appealing. Pleasing to the optical faculties. There we go.
Okay.
Make it sound very... I don't know what. We'll just leave it at that. So, I guess we'll wrap this up now so we can get on to playing and having fun and doing other things.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
I'm trying our new strategy for Aram. It's stack so much armor nothing can kill you.
Good man.
It works.
All right. So, Restarian, would you like to give any shout-outs to start off with?
I'm sure all the team are asleep right now.
Yes, they are.
Apart from Reza, because he's a night owl. I'll shout out and say, cool beans, we're awesome. Good luck, Tom. I don't think they're playing on Saturday. All I'm going to say is make sure you play on the correct server. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's @Restarian. You can give me all your hate mail.
Yes, @Restarian, hate mail. We can actually make him an email account if you want to send him hate email. That's okay too.
Hate mail.
Can I send it to him?
Yes.
If you want me, for whatever reason, if you want my advice on how to play Smite, I don't know why you'd want that, but okay, you can just PM me in game. I'm never on D&D. I'll probably regret that now.
Yeah. All the hate will come through your game.
You'll regret that soon.
Just generally, I'm a nice guy.
Okay, and we have one more question for you because someone begged me to ask it.
Okay.
How should Vamana be played?
Very carefully.
Like a larger baby?
Get out with Mana, play an Aram, build loads of armor, win the game.
Fair enough.
You mean build like a tank?
Being Conquest.
Well,
Unconvo,
if you do
respect
kick
me.
him in Conquest, though.
Yeah. If
You gotta
if
play
you
a
pick him in
little bit-
Conquest, then surrender at 10.
On a serious note,
What is he doing?
Shout out to Sam Bro because he asked me to.
Go ahead, Starmies.
You pretty much your early game to mid game, you don't really want to fight. You want to just sit there and farm for a while, and then you just take advantage of the fact that you're so farmed up and you stomp on people.
Okay, so try and
Don't
get as
rely
much.
on his heal.
Try
on his ult
and
heal.
try and get as much farm as you can and build items properly.
Pretty much, and don't really rely on his
Building
ult
properly.
heal.
That's so mainstream.
I don't. So mainstream.
Resty, obviously the hipster Vamana,
Well, I do have the epic skin.
the beatbox skin. Now they need to make a hipster Vamana where he wears like funny glasses and tells you about how
Skinny
he was big
jeans.
before it was really cool.
Yeah.
They need a Duke Vamana skin.
A bald person?
No, glasses,
Does
a
Duke
half grin.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have like Facebook floating above his head. Twitter.
I think I'm gonna lose.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Sturmies, do you have any shout-outs or last words? Because I'll
Well,
shoot you.
Zolange just told me to
Any
shout him
last
out
words?
because he said he'll watch the show if I shout him out, so I got us an extra viewer that way.
Cool.
Nice.
Damn,
I'm not sure if he actually watches them. I think he might have been lying.
I think he was too. Jelantris.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone in the BLG Mumble, because those guys are assholes, but I love them.
We are lovable assholes. This is the best way to
Lovable
put
assholes. Except for Calm Bro. He's a faggot.
it. So harsh.
The bundle of sticks
Yes.
used for firewood.
I'm pretty sure none of my real life friends are watching this, but because they're all assholes and don't like me. But if they are, then I shout them out too. My team also, and shout out to El Brochacho because I played a game with him and I've been talking to him in chat this whole time, and that's it. I'm gonna put my glasses on now because I
Good.
can't see what's on chat.
Sounds like you got new glasses, didn't you?
No, they're the same. They're bent.
Oh, they're bent. That's why they look different.
Look, they're bent. I sat on them.
Well, bend them back.
Yeah.
I tried. So that's why they're all even more swervy bent.
All right, get your dad to bend them back. He's got the mechanic hands. He can do it. I straighten out my son's glasses every day
Because he runs into
Too
walls.
much work.
because his brother throws his elbow in his face. Anyway, Drybear, what would you like to shout out? Where can we find you at, etc.?
I'm around. I do things often more than once. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Drybear. Cat, Catixia, please. She's just spamming invites right now because I have my game open. I keep declining. She keeps inviting like right away. So yeah, shout out to everybody in chat. You, if you're listening, I'm shouting you out specifically because you're my favorite. Shout out to Brokakio. I'm gonna call him by that from now on. Just because it'll probably drive him crazy. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, shoutcasting. I'm around. You'll find me. I do things. It's great to be on this show and listening to like all the interesting thoughts and questions that come in and everything. It was good to talk to you as well, Rest. I know you had a lot of downer feels when you went on that Reddit there, so it was good to talk to you and see you in Skype chat at least.
I'm a horrible person.
I mean that's all I've really got. I love you.
Sweet.
We love you too, Drybear.
No one can love Rusty.
Stay dry.
Always do.
Yeah, it doesn't rain much out there, so it
No, it
helps.
really doesn't. Especially not this time of year.
So what type of bear are you? 'Cause I have
Dry.
a polar bear.
The dry version.
The dry type.
The dry variety, yeah.
He's a Drybear.
It's separate from all other bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a special type of bear.
It
I
is.
think I'm in a never-ending Aram because no one's winning.
Awesome. So, do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah.
I'm going to regret this, but I always ask him this.
Really?
Yep. Go ahead.
No, you won't regret this.
Oh, of course I will.
So you can check us out at BL Gaming. We are working on some other awesome projects that will be coming around in a few weeks.
Yep. They're trucking along splendidly.
Yes, they are. They're going along a lot better than I thought they would be.
Yeah.
So I'm rather happy about it, and kudos to all you guys for that.
All you people who are working on that, you know who you are. We definitely shout you out.
Yep.
We will be able to shout you out in a couple weeks, like big time, when it actually is finished. So.
Yep. And so we have a cool new thing to show you at the end of the show. There's this guy that's spinning around in a chair.
Oh, God.
And it's really cool, so you should stay to watch for that. And check us out at blgaming.com. We have 2 tournaments we run on Sunday. Casually competitive tournament and the Joust tournament. Both are a lot of fun.
Yeah, I need to get the signups for those.
Yeah, we'll get the signups for those, so you'll see them soon. And just check us out. I mean, we do a lot of cool stuff. We do 2 other shows. You know, it's good stuff. It's fun.
Yep.
I've got a skull on my shirt.
Yes, he is wearing the Wild Star shirt. You can find me on Twitter at DeamonMachine, or I can type it in chat.
Yes, you can find him on Twitter at DeamonMachine, because for those of you who are watching the VOD and can't see the chat.
Yes. Yes, this is true. Other than that, we will be posting the VOD on the BL Gaming YouTube, which you can also find all the other lovely episodes of this on if you are bored and you would like to spend a couple hours or days watching the previous episodes. As you see, we are
episode 90.
On episode 90. Holy what have we been doing this whole time? Obviously nothing.
I was going to go with a lot.
I was going to go with nothing because
I do nothing.
Yep, I do nothing. So what we're going to start taking votes and suggestions on what we should do for our 100th episode in 10 weeks.
Nothing.
We should just skip it.
They just don't even show up.
You know how long this Aram game's going on for?
We're gonna let the chair stream.
So long that Loki tanked the Phoenix by himself.
Nice. Wow. No, not that.
Yeah, so put it in chat, and we have something for you to...
Yes, so that's about it for us, and I will let you have a good time watching what I spent about half an hour doing before the show, because I was bored, and I was like, I want to build something that's entertaining. So here it is, and thank you all so very much for joining us.
I have an idea. We should show your chair fetish.
You shush. Thank you all. We will see you later. Have a good night, guys.
You got hide.
Follow the channel for the chair spin.